On the surface, Jujutsu Kaisen might seem like pretty standard shonen fare. But after reading for years, and digging a bit deeper, I found a story that embodies the frustrations of a generation that's only recently come of age. We see in the first chapter that Yuji's grandfather passed away, and his last request of his grandson is that he helps people. Later, in the first chapter, as the duo are fighting a curse, Megumi tells Yuji that the wisest choice would be to run away. In true shonen MC fashion, Yuji refuses, and his mind thinks back to his grandfather's last words before he states that he himself is cursed. Even if he wanted to, when he thinks back to his grandfather, who died alone, it became impossible to run away. The scene highlights something Gojo said earlier, about how the actions of older characters have negatively affected the younger generations. We see this in the way they treat Maki, Yuji, Gojo, and female sorcerers as a whole. We even see this with the Star Plasma ritual, where someone young and full of potential was supposed to be sacrificed for the sake of Tengen, an immortal that's lived far past his time. We know that cursing someone with words is powerful in the Jujutsu world. We see Yaga prying into Yuji's life because he's worried Yuji could curse his grandfather. We know Yuta cursed Rita accidentally after refusing to let her die, and we see later in the story that Nanami doesn't say what he wants to out of fear of cursing Yuji. The regrets of the past can curse those moving forward. It is because of his grandfather that he ate that finger. It's because of those dying words that the entire story was set into motion. I was curious, so I looked into Gege's history. Gege was born in 1992, just in time for a period of mass economic stagnation, often referred to as Japan's lost decade. The specifics aren't super important, but basically in order to meet growth quotas from the central bank, Japanese banks began to lend with less regard for the quality of their borrowers, which inflated their bubble economy. To slow inflation, the Bank of Japan sharply raised interbank lending rates in 1989, which burst the bubble economy, crashed the stock market, and left banks with tons of bad debt. What followed was a period of stagnation. More than a quarter century later, Japan is still feeling these effects, and I can't help but feel that the central conflict of Jujutsu Kaisen is an expression of frustration at being born into 90s Japan, and a critique at the conservative and hierarchical nature of Japanese society. Having to live a harder life than those of the past because of a series of decisions that had nothing to do with you can very much feel like a curse. And I can't wait to see how Gege handles this moving forward. But I'm just one guy, maybe I'm wrong. Feel free to like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. It really helps me out, and I'll see you guys next time.